for carrying this program up and beyond, and yeah, keeping the legacy upon and bringing the Faculty of Computing of University of Sri Jayewardenepura to new heights. So, without a further delay, let's start the session for today. So, competitive programming, a snapshot. First of all, I would like you to know what competitive programming is and what competitive programming is for. So, competitive programming is a competition, or else we can put it as a coding marathon, where you have to solve problems in a limited time frame. The problems can vary from pretty easy problems to pretty hard problems. All right. So, as you all are the undergraduates of Faculty of Computing, you all should know that your degree programs, all three degree programs in the Faculty of Computing, the Computer Sciences, the Software Engineering, and the Information Systems, are a part of a big IT, what do you call, like IT, let's say a canvas, right? So, from the point of bringing an idea into a realization, all three of these people have to work in unison. And also, we have to add computer engineers from Faculty of Engineering as well. So, together of these four parties, we can create a complete IT, what we call as an application development structure. Okay, so all four people comes together. So this IT landscape is usually maintained by the IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineering worldwide. So our degree programs are also fall under IEEE. And also the companies who employs us also works under IEEE. That means from the point we have decided that we are doing this degree program, we are falling under IEEE. Okay. So bit about IEEE qualifications for y'all is when you are going for a job, the people who in the employment side, the HR or the employment officers can check what y'all have done when y'all are at your university. So you will submitting a CV for your employer. By looking at the CV, he will judge this person has done these projects and these stuff as well. So I told earlier that all those companies have IEEE membership as well. So those companies are checking y'all with the IEEE International as well. So from the IEEE side, for the undergraduates, they are hosting a coding marathon, a programming competition, a 24-hour programming competition called IEEE Extreme. All right. So IEEE Extreme starts at 5:30 in the morning in Sri Lanka and goes around the clock to the next day at 5:30. So the winning an IEEE Extreme competition or getting selected into the island's top leaderboard is considered as one of the major achievement an IT undergraduate can get. All right. So at this point, we have seen Slit topping off the leaderboard. And the year before that, University of Peradeniya topped the leaderboard. And last year, IEEE 18.0, the Ruhuna University topped the leaderboard. And as usual, in the first 50 to 100 positions in Sri Lanka, the island country's leaderboard, most of the positions are taken by IIT Informatics Institution Technology and University of Moratuwa. No doubt in that. So in that segment, we had a couple of our teams as well. Uh, one of University of Sri Jayewardenepura Faculty of Computing team with Ganidhu Deshapriya, Chamodit Ennukon, and Malanka Tarula. So when you are going into a job and they see your CV and you have done this project, and when they uh, contacted with IEEE and they have noticed that you have achieved something in IEEE Extreme, they will know that you are a good fit for a position, because IEEE Extreme is a 24-hour hackathon, and that in that period you have to solve extremely like hard problems, and you are racing against the clock, right? Every second your program compiles under will count. Every line of code you have written under your competitor is counts. So that brings you to the top of the leaderboard. So peaking in this leaderboard, coming to the top of the leaderboard, shows that you are a person that can program effectively and optimally as well. So that is the tipping point of IEEE Extreme. So, as faculty of computing students, we have to be the people who are tipping the leaderboard in Sri Lanka. Not University of Moroto Faculty of IT, not UCSC. It should be Faculty of Computing, University of Sri Jayawardenepura, because we are doing a Bachelor of Computing degrees, which no other university offers except SLIT. And we don't want private universities to top the leaderboard. So, with that in mind, the organizing committee has continuing the CodeFuse 2.0. So that's why, so this is a bit of background. Why should you be in this? Uh, why should you like compete in the competitive programming, the CodeFuse 2.0 and the other competitions? And I sincerely hope you take CodeFuse 2.0 as your first step into the programming competition world. So with that in mind, let's continue to the presentation. Yes, I hope you can see the screen. As I said, what when it comes to what is competitive programming is more than just coding. It's about solving puzzles in strict time and memory limitations, where logical thinking and coding proficiency, where optimized coding and good code will be count. So why does it matter? As I said before, enhance your problem solving abilities. When you compete in a programming competition, you will know that you are under the competition, and you will like improve yourself to compete in the next one and the next one and the next one. And gradually you becomes one of the top programmers playing in the field. And it improves your coding speed and accuracy. As we all know, to write better code is to practice writing code. So it improves your coding speed and accuracy because you have to when you participate in a programming competition. Strengthens algorithmic and data structures knowledge, and boosts career prospects in tech, which I have talked to you earlier. And it's incredibly fun and rewarding. You all have to participate in competitions to know how fun and rewarding it is. No point of me saying it here. So let's jump into the next slide. Understanding the contest environment. So these are the basics when it comes to competitive program. Programming languages are is at your choice. Usually, the programming competitions are language independent because they want to like check your optimization
Excuse
of.
me.
Yes, Samudi.
Your current slide is not yet visible. Only the first one is yet.
All right, let me fix that.
Okay. Actually, when you were just switching off the okay, you're starting again.
It's good, right?
Yeah, yeah. Now it's
Okay.
visible.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay.
So yeah, understanding the contest environment. So when it comes to programming competitions, these are the four basic things you have to look for. So the programming language is at your choice. So most of the programming competitions in the IT landscape are language independent, which means that you can use any language to proceed with. So you can like program one program in Java, then another program in Python, it doesn't matter. So if you are like fighting against the clock, you can go for something like C++. Because C++, yeah, like I have mentioned is in B here. C++ is often preferred due to its speed. Like C++ compiles pretty fast, so it runs very fast, unlike Python and Java. So you can like when you are racing against the clock, that is the best option that you can go. Like keep it in mind, like when it comes to programming competitions, there are some problems marked as hard, but the problem is insanely easy. Like you you like look at the problem for a minute or two, then you get the answer. There are that kind of problems, but labeled under hard because those programs are racing against the clock. Your code is right, but your code doesn't perform under the expected time. So that's why those problems are like marked as hard. So when you go to the industry, when you are building an application, that application sometimes should respond faster than you think. So that's what they are checking in here. Your code should be optimized and fast execution, should have fast execution times as well. And IDEs and tool. So your typical like text editor type IDs would be there. No like funky suggestions would be given to you. So basically the CodeFuse 2.0 and like Pascal mentioned, Japur Extreme, we are using HackerRank as the basic platform. But when it comes to like IEEE competitions, you will like meet with several other platforms. Uh, Other than this, like for practicing, you can use HackerRank as well and also lead code problems for you all to get familiarized with the platforms which will be used in the programming competitions. Input output. Most of the competitions, they are like, I told you all beforehand that programming competitions are language independent. So it doesn't count on the language. That means that they are giving you the format of input and the output. The only thing that matters is for the given input format, your output should be correct and match to the given format. So when it comes to the input output, what you have to look out for is there any white spaces? Is there anything like when there's white spaces in the input string, you have to ignore that. When there are white spaces and like line breaks in the output format, you have to follow that. Otherwise, your like output should will and the entry will be marked as wrong. So that's about input output, which you have to pay special attention for. And time and memory limits, as I have mentioned before, you are racing against a clock. So time does matter, and the your programming execution time is also matter. So make sure the every program you write is properly optimized. Like when it comes to the easy or medium programs, there's no need like to like properly optimize the program. If it works, it works. But when it comes to like hard, some medium and most of the hard programs, you are racing under the clock. So make sure you look at your execution times as well. And memory limits is another tipping point that when it comes to programming competitions, you will be screwed in. So when you are working in the IT industry and you are building an application, it shouldn't eat up RAM, as we say in like usual day-to-day life. Your program shouldn't eat RAM. When it comes to Chrome and Edge, most people prefer Edge browser just because it doesn't eat RAM. Chrome is better, I know. Like it doesn't refresh every time you go to a tab and you are switching between tabs. It keeps refreshing it and it keeps running your processes behind. That's why it like requires more RAM. And that's why it doesn't require more RAM and it sometimes, I mean, most of the time it refreshes the tab when you are switching in between. So when it comes to the competitive programming, you have to make sure that your program doesn't uh, what do you call that, like eat memory and like doesn't require a lot of memory. And like something to keep in your mind is some languages like Java and Python have garbage collectors. When there's like memory slots that no longer they are using, they will be like eliminating those memory slots from the problem and freeing up the memory. But when it comes to some basic languages like C and C++, there won't be any garbage collector. So if you are like programming with C or C++, you have to pay special attention for it. Okay, cool. And by the way, guys, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat or unmute your mic and ask. All right. Uh, Essential knowledge in problem solving. All right. Screen is shared. Good. So when you first write down and you got a problem for yourself, first thing, first things first is read your problem carefully. Identify what are the inputs, what are the outputs, constraints, and edge cases, and draw examples. And this is the place that you can use artificial intelligence AI for to clarify your problem if you doesn't understand the scope of the problem and what should you do when it comes to like writing your program. So understanding the problem is very crucial part of your programming competitive journey. Number two is designing the algorithm. In IEEE CodeFuse, Zapur Extreme, IEEE Extreme, all three are teamed competition. These competitions are hosted as teamed competition because when it comes to team, you'll have a better chance to solve a problem because there are three team members and each team member looks at the problem in a different angle. So one of that angle could or should work. So you have more paths ways to go. So designing an algorithm, grab a pen and a paper, then write it down. What's your algorithm is, how should you expect it to perform, and uh, how should you want it to behave, and like all the stuff. And implementing the solution, write clean and modular code, test small parts as you go. Because when it comes to platforms in HackerEye, like if you have to like run your code over and over, it will like the system will get overload and it will just crash. So make sure to test your code in small modular manner and use them in implementing your solution. And when it comes to some program competitions like IEEE Extreme and like there's an pre-extreme called More Extreme, just like Japur Extreme we are hosting from University of Sri Jawaharpur. They have like limited submissions per hour. Once you have completed the certain number of submissions in that hour, for that program, you can submit after another hour or two. So if you like keep trying the same wrong problem, you will lose in that time as well. So one site I would suggest you to go is online GDP. Online GDP is one of the site I suggest you to go check out. And that is an like online IDE where you can like put stuff down and check your programs. It's language independent, so you can write your program in any language and check it with that, and then implement it as your solution. And write clean code because once you, if you like feel like you are screwed in that problem and you have to come back again, you should be able to read what you have written down previously. So in that case, make sure to write clean code for you or one of your teammates can understand. So testing and debugging. Use provide examples, create custom test cases, and check for off by one errors or overflow issues. When they have given the input format and output format, like test against their given outputs and create couple of your custom outputs, inputs and outputs, and test against them as well before submitting your answer. So that's it for essential knowledge. And let's move on to sorry, skip the slide. Okay. Essential knowledge, data structures and algorithms. All of these competitions check your data structures and algorithms knowledge extensively. Data structures and algorithms, when it comes to, is very important. So you should have learned, you might have some idea about some of these data structures beforehand, as you have like learned in the university itself. And if there are any that you don't know, please make sure to check those ones out because you all have time. I mean, not much time for CodeFuse 2.0, but you all have time for Japur Extreme and IEEE Extreme as well. So this year, gentle reminder, this year IEEE Extreme is on October 25th. So you all have plenty of time for learn this stuff. Okay. Uh, all right. I hope now the slide is visible. So sorry, like the Canva is doing weird thing. I can't like figure it out why it's doing such things. So yeah, okay, cool. Usually focus on arrays, the strings, data manipulations, and linked list, hash map sets, and especially trees and graphs because you will have good content of problems using trees and graphs to like sort stuff and do the things. So when it comes to key algorithms, you have to check for sorting algorithms, bubble sort, merge sort, quick sort. For the first years, I think you should have learned those algorithms by now. And searching, linear and binary, and the dynamic programming. Dynamic programming, overlapping sub problems. You like should get on the internet and search for dynamic programming. You will get couple of good like articles, and in YouTube there are some good videos. Check for those as well. And graph traversals, BFS and DFS, and number theory, prime numbers and GCD. Especially like you will need those prime numbers and GCD in like most of the problems. So make sure to check out those like algorithms beforehand. Yeah. All right. Complexity analysis. Complexity analysis and why does it matter? Just like I have told you before, every second counts and every algorithm, every memory, like every bit is count when it comes to competitive program. So complexity analysis, the second year should know this, what complexity analysis is, which is denoted by the big O notation. Big O notation, when it comes to complexity analysis, shows how much memory or time is used according to the given input size of your problem. So Let's just focus on this, like the chart I have given in here. So like you can see for the purple graph, 2 squared, sorry, 2 to the power n, that thing works extremely well for the like lesser amount of input sizes, right? So when it works for like a certain limit, then it explodes, right? If you have a very smaller input, rather than choosing like O1, you can go for something like 2 to the power n, that kind of algorithm that uses that type of time and memory. All right. So this graph shows the time against the input and the memory against the input chart is the same. So nothing to worry in there. So if you have like a lesser amount of inputs, or like your input size is smaller, like something like 100 data or 200, 200, like you are like fine with any other algorithm. But when if your like input size is bigger, if it like in tens and tens of thousands, you should go something like O1 or O log n. Those programs will be more flexible when it comes to the long run. As you can see, like if the input size is pretty small, the O in factorial is that program, like that algorithm will perform darn good rather than like O log n and O1. But when it comes to the larger input sizes, those algorithms are the ones which matter. The like n factorial and 2 to the power n and n square won't be matter anymore. So check, do a complexity analysis of your algorithm before submitting it as your final answer. All right. Practical tips and tricks. So faster IO, usually use C++, which will be like most effective programming algorithm, programming language when it comes to writing algorithms in programming competitions. And debugging, use print statement. I guess y'all are using those in when it comes to the lab sessions in the university and stuff. Use print statement in the middle when you are writing your like program. Like I told you the online GDB beforehand. So if you are like writing your program in online GDB, use print statements to make sure that your program works correctly and uh, what do we call, like comment them when you are submitting that answer into the portal. Edge cases, consider the inputs, single elements, maximum minimum values and zero. These often break the naive solution. And team strategy, divide problem. When it comes to something like a medium problem and hard problem, that large hard or medium problem will be consist of couple of small questions, couple of small sub problems. So you can divide the small problems between yourselves in your team and then produce like separate codes for those stuff and then combine it and go for the final answer. And when it comes to that approach, you will have the issue, you might get the issue that I have spoken earlier when you all are like implementing different codes and getting it together, the final output code won't be as optimized as a unison code, like a code written by one person exactly for that problem. So keep your separate codes and like combine it and then try to optimize your code based on that thing. Because it's like pretty hard to optimize write and optimize a code which has like a complete operation of the input processing. If you are like doing separate problems, you can like individually debug each of the problems and then combine and then optimize. That would be the better solution when it comes to like large problems. Yeah. So, common mistakes and pitfalls. The only real mistakes is the one from which we learn nothing. Misunderstanding the problem, suboptimal algorithms. I have like talked about that. Off by one errors, common in common loops and array indexing. Like check the indexing. If it off by one, your problem will give an error output. Not testing enough. You have to test thoroughly. Panic and burnout. When it comes to programming contests, this is the usual like way of like you all are falling down. When it comes to last hour or two, you will like start getting panic because you have like chilled in the early hours. Then when it comes to last couple of hours, you all are like panicking the because in the like last 3 or 4 hours is the time that most of the competitors have partially completed their programs. Or if you have uh, written a correct program, and that last couple of hours is the time that they are using to optimize the problem. So once they are submitting that problem, they shoot up in the like what do we call the final leaderboard. So when you all are like implementing programs and optimizing it on the way, and when it comes to final couple of hours, you will see like sudden spikes and everybody going up in the leaderboard, and y'all get panic because y'all are like subpar, y'all are behind like a far off. Y'all can't complete a single problem. You will get like the feeling that we can't complete enough problems to get up to that leaderboard position. We can't reclaim that position. So make sure you don't panic and do what you have to do. Recommended resources. Code forces, at code, lead code. I have spoken of lead code before and HackerRank. Lead code and HackerRank are like preferred platforms for you all to go check out and like get some practice. And learning resources, CP algorithms, a good YouTube channel, and USA Core Guides, good channel as well. And Neat Code, this the particular YouTube channel is highly recommended. Go check it out. I think that would be a better YouTube channel for y'all to get the exposure that y'all need. All right, last couple of slides. So, key takeaways and next steps. Fundamentals first, make sure your program is written using the fundamental problems rather than incorporating like big, huge things that you never like more big and complex stuff that which is hard to like test and debug. So, use fundamental stuff first. Practice constantly. It will come into play when you sat down for your competition. Learn from mistakes, participate and grow. After you taken your first step in the CodeFuse 2.0, go out. There's Japur Extreme coming up from University of Sri Jawadanapura. Mora 2 is coming up where they are Mora Extreme. NSBM coming up with the Green Extreme and Reed Extreme from UCSC. Yal Extreme from University of Jaffna. Rajarat Extreme from Rajarata University. Sleep, they are doing an extreme this time as well. And Ruhuna University is doing a pre-extreme as well. And go participate and like learn from your mistakes and get yourself ready and participate in the IEEE Extreme, which will give you the necessary value for yourself when it comes to professional life. So, yeah, that's it from my end. So, yeah, that's it from my end. Thank you. And before leaving, I think I have a question in the chat box. Can we use Google Things in the hackathon? Yeah, Google Things is fine, but like make sure that you write your authentic code and authentic solution because usually some of the like uh, platforms will ban such tools, but yeah, so why getting a risk when you can write your authentic code? So go for your authentic codes, make sure that your code is authentic, even though you are getting help from other platforms as well. So that's about it. If we have any other questions, we can move into those questions. And yes, in the CODEFUSE competition, we have to consider time complexity and compile time. All right, there are like OC in here. They will let you know after my part end. So, in my opinion, if this is your first, if this is your first competition, there's no need to look out for complexity and compile time. If you can, that's better. If you if you don't feel like doing it, or if you feel like I can't do it right now, just opt it out and go with the competition and make yourself familiarized with the competition environment. So that's it.
Um, okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Vikramasinghe, for that insightful session on competitive programming, a snapshot. Your words will no doubt inspire and guide our participants as they prepare for CodeFuze 2.0. And also, we have another question here in the chat. Shall I ask it?
Okay, Chamali.
Okay,
Yeah.
so they are asking that they are undergraduate students from NIBM and whether they can take part in this hackathon as well.
I think that's up to the organizing committee.
Okay, so we'll answer your question later while after discussing it among the organizing committee and reply to you. So next, I would like to invite our webmaster, Mr. Senindra Vihara, to provide important information regarding HackerRank account setup and share some useful tips to ensure smooth participation experience. Senindu, over to you.
Thank you, Senator Ravi, and contest participants so that everyone is smoothly take part in the all the current account in the instruction available on the course website. So I encourage everyone to refer the web first as it all the details issue.
Excuse
Simply
me.
drop a message in the
Excuse me. Senindu. I think you are having a bit of a connection problem. So, and we are not seeing your video as well. Um, so maybe you can try again after turning off your mic.
Am I audible now?
Yes, now you are audible.
Okay.
But we are still not seeing your video. Actually, you.
Yes, I off it because I have some connection issues.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you can continue now.
Sure. Okay. If you have any issues while creating account or joining contest, don't forget to drop a message in the group. So our team will do our best to help you. We will also share a screen recording showing the entire process from account creation to joining the contest. For this hacker, we have organized participants into 3 batches, and each batch will have 3 separate contests. To make things easier, we will provide 3 subgroups, the main delegate group, one for each year, first year, second year, and third year. The test link for each year will be provided separately in these subgroups. So it's very important that all participants join in the group corresponding to their years. This will ensure you have access to the contest link and can coordinate with your teammates. If you have any problems, account related or contest related, the technical committee members' contact detail will be provided in the main daily group. So anyone facing issues, contact them directly for the assistance. At the end of the hackathon, we will select first place winner for each batch, and certificates will be provided for all participants to recognize your effort and participation. That's all from me regarding HackerRank account setup and contest participation. Thank you.
Thank you, Senindu, for that clear and helpful explanation. If anyone encounters difficulties with their HackerRank accounts, please reach out in the chat, and our technical volunteers will be ready to assist you. So we will wait about a minute for all of your questions. If you have any questions, please post a message, or else you can turn on your mics and ask us directly.
Excuse me.
Oh, okay, you can ask.
Yeah. Can I know the duration of this competition? It means 8 hours or 9 hours. Sorry, I can't hear you. You're muted.
I'm so sorry. So it takes about 9 hours, and I think it starts at 9 a.m. So I'll forward that question to our technical team. Anyone, can you answer that? Okay.
Contest will held for 8 hours.
Right, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Are there any more questions? Okay. I feel like all the questions has been asked and have been answered to as well. So now let's move on. Thank you, Senidhu, for that clear and helpful explanation. Sorry. So before we conclude our session, a gentle reminder, the CODEFUSE 2.0 hackathon will be held on 18 September. Please mark your calendars as we look forward to an exciting day filled with coding, collaboration, and creativity. If you have any further questions, kindly post them in the chat. Our volunteers will remain available for a short while to assist with any account or technical issues. On behalf of the Association of Computing Society and the organizing team, thank you all once again for joining us today. We wish every participant the very best of success in the upcoming hackathon. That concludes today's session. Thank you and have a wonderful evening.